Hey, hello. Welcome back to Masten Made, to my shop. Thank you for checking in and checking out my video. I am the proud owner of Xtool's new F2 Ultra UV laser. It's going to sit up here on this table proudly beside my Xtool F1 Ultra. And I've been looking forward to this UV laser for quite a while, and I'm actually really excited. But ironically enough, it's sat in my garage for a week since I've had it because, well, I've just been really busy trying to get Christmas orders out. So, it is here, and we're going to unbox it, and I am going to hopefully try to get it on my desk. I am not as strong as I once was. I am also not as young as I once was. So we'll see if I can do this by myself. Another thing is, when we get it out here, I don't know if you can see this, but I got a little bit of a casualty of war here. This is how it came delivered to me. It looks like it took a shot to the side that did poke through. So I am hoping that when I get this open, that it will not be damaged. Because that would really be a bummer if it was. Alright, so in typical Xtool fashion, they pack things really well. And this seems to be packed really nice. Got two straps here. This is what I'm going to try to lift this thing out with. And it is, as expected, pretty heavy. Come on, baby. Alright. Here we go. Alright. I got it out. And, if you know anything about my story, you know that that is a little bit of a challenge for me because I am a double amputee and my balance isn't always the best, and so I'm very thankful not only to be vertical and to be walking, but to be able to do something like that. This thing probably weighs like, I think it was like 68 pounds or something like that. I can't remember, but it was a little bit of a challenge for this old guy. Something else packed in here, and I have watched some of the YouTube videos online of the Xtool F2 Ultra, but I have not looked at an unboxing video. So as this all comes out, I am literally seeing it come out for the first time. So another pipe for vent, and I've got an AP2 down here, and I've got it connected actually with my Xtool S1, and I will show you. I had actually a really good friend of mine and one of my co-workers. He is into 3D printing, and I bought this file on Etsy, and he 3D printed it for me. And this is going to be another Y to be able to connect literally all three of these devices into this AP2. The only thing I kind of wish I had with this was that it had be able to screw it on, so I had to use duct tape to tape it, because it's kind of tight in there, but just to make sure it doesn't come off or leak, I will end up taping it. But this will be coming in handy. And that's really it for the box. This is just the base. Got some, again, the plastic that it came with. You can see right there where it took a shot on the inside as it sits, as that base sits in there where it took a shot right above the plastic protection. So as we unwrap this, we're gonna see how that got affected. Hopefully not very bad. Did have this protection around it, so like I said, Xtool does a good job of packing stuff. These straps are really good. They Velcro in the back. I think I'm going to hit the max limit of my desk. I told you I got these on. As it's kind of wobbling a little bit with my weight on here. I got these are just standing desks. I got 2 of them. One I use for my office desk here, shop desk. This one has been perfect for putting my F2 or F1 on it. It says it's got a weight limit of 300 pounds, but as you can see, we're kind of wobbling a little bit. So let's see how the weight goes. I won't keep these because they'll just sit around my shop and collect dust, but these are really good straps that could be used if I had a need for really good straps. I am actually an exclusive Xtool shop. I've got a P3, I've got the F1 Ultra, I've got an S1, and now I've got an F2 Ultra. And this is literally in a Ziploc baggie, a big Ziploc baggie. And we're not going to deal with that, so we're just going to cut through that. One thing, it's going to sound like I'm jealous probably, but I follow a lot of laser engraving YouTube guys, and I've learned from every one of them. Those guys are amazing, and they taught me everything I know. And I gotta confess that I get a little bit of influencer jealousy because they get these really cool engraving machines and you know, make videos about them and are doing that for, like, you know, making money and a living doing it along with their engraving. And the one thing about me is I'm just a plain old guy. I mean, I've been doing laser engraving for like 3 years, but I'm just a plain old guy. I'm not making 6 figures on Etsy. I still got a full-time job because I need it. I guess you could say I'm handicapped because I'm a bilateral amputee, although it's hard for me to even think in my mind that way. So I'm not an influencer. I'm just a guy that really likes cool gadgets and really loves doing laser engraving. I'd like to be an influencer. I've got like 40 whole subscribers, so I'm not influencing that many people. But feel free to like and subscribe, because maybe then someday I will be able to say I'm an influencer. But you know, I got to hand it to all those guys, and I would start naming them off, but I'll miss a few. So I'm not gonna name them all off, but just know that everything that I have and that I've grown into with now 4 laser machines started 3 years ago with an Xtool D1 and me not knowing anything. So, all right, so we got some tape. Here's a piece, and here is a piece. There's the door open. And they got things packed on the inside. Remove the screws. Now, if I know Xtool, they have a screwdriver in here to remove that with. But it might be just as, there it is. I would say it might be just as easy for me to go through my toolkit. The one cool thing about Xtool is they just pack everything you're going to need. When I got my P3, I got the cart with it, and I was like, I gotta get a Phillips screwdriver, because I was going in the house to find one in the the junk drawer, and I'm like, I just need to buy a Phillips screwdriver so I can put this dumb thing together. And lo and behold, Xtool included one to put that cart together. So pretty awesome on their part. And sure enough, here is the little screwdriver that was in the box that I had pulled out, the kind of the tray of stuff over there. All right, so we're going to remove these screws. There's a little washer with them. I don't know if I need to keep these or not. Or I will, because I kind of keep a lot of junk and don't throw stuff away. But in case I need them, just in case. Otherwise, I'll get rid of them eventually. And then detach bracket. Let's see if I can see if we can pull some of this stuff out here. Alright, so this was packed in the middle, which is, there's a user manual. There's one of the lenses, maybe both of them. But there's a lens in there, kind of a bunch of other stuff. And just some absorbing powder. So from what I've seen online, there's two different engraving lenses. One to do the 3D internal crystal engraving, which I'm really looking forward to being able to do. And then one to do regular UV engraving. And UV can engrave on just about anything. Wood. I think that's a test piece. Stuck on the back. Wood, metal, plastic, paper. I think they did a feather online, or somebody did. And then it does this really cool 3D internal engraving. Glass, that's what I'm really wanting to get into. I want to like corner the market on glass. All right. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get rid of this bracket. Looks like it just kind of has a slide that just slides up in there. Obviously, I don't want to force anything. Oh, well, you know what? This is why you don't force anything. There's a screw up in there. Let's So like I said, I have not watched any of the YouTube videos to kind of see how this unboxing goes. So but there's a screw up in there. And is there more than one? Yes, yes there is. All right. So you will get to your destination eventually. You just got to go slow, not force it. And eventually you will figure it out. The other thing you can do is just look at the label, remove screws up and down. So, you know, hey, like I said, this isn't scripted. We are going as we go, figuring it out. And maybe I need that too, I don't know. The other thing, the other thing I don't like with my 1.5 legs is I gotta sit quite a bit. I get, when I'm standing a lot, I get sore. My amputation of my left leg was a BKA, it was in April. So that's really actually still healing internally. All the outside looks good. My right was a foot amputation 7 years ago, and it's totally fine. But with this left, I kind of throws my hips off, and so I gotta sit. So let's see what else we got up in here. Got the lens cover. There we go. So the other lens is up in there, and then you got the second one, which I think that one is the 3D lens. This is magnetic. That just pops in and out by magnet, which is awesome. Your plugs for this will take an RA3, which I use on my P3. I've got that really dialed in, so I'm really thankful for that. So I probably won't be doing too many tumblers with the rotary on this thing. I'm guessing I won't be. All right, and so for the machine itself, this is basically it. You've got your emergency on-off switch there, your power switch, a couple more plugs. So let's see what all we got in the tray here. I've never worked with a UV before. Xtool is pretty dialed in on their settings, which is nice. They have like a settings library. I just kind of do trial and error, do the test grids like they say online on YouTube, to do your test grids to figure out what your settings would be for a material. Oh, there is the screen, just like this other screen over here. I don't have an affiliate link for this guy, but I am going to give him a shout out. It's called Embrace Making. I don't remember his name, but he does some jigs, and he's done several videos on the F1. But I got this little holder, which needs to be tightened. I got this little holder for the screen from him. So this is the screen on my F1 Ultra, where you can do your framing, do your focus up and down, and then start your job. And it just lays on the side. But he made this little holder thing, and I just screwed it to the front of this, and I really like it. I don't know if I'll do that to this or not. I kind of like, you know, in the beginning everything's all nice and shiny new, you don't want to mess with it, but I don't know, maybe eventually I might take this off and put that on there, just like that one. But this, the F2 has a screen just like that one, so to do your focus, your frame, your start job. So be putting that together. Power cable and also connection. I use Wi-Fi. I connect my lasers because my laptop's over here on my desk, and my P3 is all the way on the other side of my shop. So I don't use cables. I've got them all three connected to Wi-Fi, which is really nice. I'll have to do a cable initially to be able to get it on my network. So I'll do that. And after that, the cables go away. Nice big power supply here. Tell you what, you can maybe see through here to see my power plugs up there. You can never have enough outlets, let me tell you. And one more is going to join the fight. I have got a boatload of these. Just the little frame to make sure you get your corners. Now this is an important piece. You will not want to lose this. This is like a key to your car. You plug this into the back, and it's basically a safety feature that your machine won't run unless you have this plugged in. So that we will have to plug in there. Every one of my Xtools have that little USB key. This is just some cleaning cloth. I have got a ton of these things too, between screens, my phone, iPad, eyeglasses, and all kinds of that stuff. All right, let's see. Here's the cutting grate. Just like my other one. So I got one with the F1 Ultra. Get one with this. Goes on there, and then you put your material on there to do your cutting. It allows for airflow to help with the cut. Technically, it protects also your base plate, but I'll tell you what, it won't be long, and you'll engrave on your base plate accidentally. With something because you'll have forgotten this or forgot something, do some cutting, and it cuts through. So that's just an inevitability. And then this they sent is a little material pack. So they sent some stuff to test with, which is cool. Piece of wood, a metal card, something white, and either glass or acrylic. So we'll play with that. That'll be awesome to kind of test things. And like I said, I've never used UV, so it'll be an opportunity to test the waters a little bit. I've actually got a couple of Christmas gifts though that I want to engrave on glass, so I need to get to that. All right, let me see. My USB is right there and back. This just plugs in, it's like a mic cord, and you come back here and get it plugged in, and then it just screws into place to be tight. And then my power. All right, look out, laser dot. I wish this part right here was longer, because I want to sit this on the ground, because this is pretty heavy. This is a pretty heavy power brick, and I don't want it to take up the space on my table that it's going to take up. I want it to sit on the ground, but if you do, it's going to hang like that. And I don't think I want the weight on the stress of the end of that cable. So I'll set it up there for now. And coming up to power. All right, so like I said, this will be my Y. I will duct tape that down. All right, it's plugged in and back. Get the trusty Macintosh and let's fire it up. All right. There's the screen. All right, so this part you're obviously not going to be able to see on the computer, so I'm going to go ahead and get it connected, and we'll just make a part 2 when I do my first project. So thanks for watching. That took, what did that take? Probably 25 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. But look for the second one. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for checking out my channel and supporting me with encouragement, prayers, and especially encouragement. I got a lot of friends that give me a lot of good encouragement. And someday, if you could do a like and subscribe, someday I'll be one of the big dogs and be able to teach others. So, all right, take care. Have a good night.